Hey guys, welcome back to the corner. Hope you're having a good day. It's Friday, so you'll probably see this Saturday evening. This is part 3 of the Where Are You From journal. I'm making in the group, Spanky's Crafty Corner. The link is in the description box below. If you'd like to join, please do. This is an ongoing swap for like the next year or so, or however long it lasts. Excuse me. Basically, there will be a list in the file. It's called I'm In, and it's for those who want to partake in this journal. You send stuff from your area. It can be a business-sized envelope, a small brown envelope, your choice. Keep it simple. You don't have to go all out. Excuse me. Sorry. You don't have to go all out on it and just send stuff to somebody within the group. Keep a list of who you're sending to so you know who you've sent to and received from. So this is just a process of my take on my journal I'm making for this process. And the last video we did the cover and the spine part, and I added this craft wrapping papers. Basically, you wrap packages with it. I got it at the Dollar Tree, and I Mod Podged it, or glued it down with Fabri-Tac on the inside, and it held really good. I'm very pleased with it. And then I Mod Podged the edges, and it sealed really good. I'll end up Mod Podging more stuff over it. So today, the process, well, right now, is going to be, I'm going to tear these bags up, and I'm going to Mod Podge it to the cover, and we will Mod Podge it in the inside cover, and then go from there. So that'll be today's video. And I'm sorry if Pixie barks. It's nice out. I got the kitchen window open and a screen in the kitchen window facing the road because the breeze comes from that way, so she hears and sees everything going by. So my process with this, I'm just going to tear. Excuse me. Just 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to tear this in different places and Mod Podge it to the top. Sorry, I've been stuffed up because it's been so warm in my trailer. And they have the AC on at work. So we're going to just Mod Podge this on. I was going to use the craft wrapping paper, but I think I'm just going to use these bags. And I'm not going to do it in any specific order. I'm just going to rip the pieces. Excuse me. Gives it a little different look. Part of it's going to be covered anyways. Sorry about that. Try and tear this over on the side so it's not so loud. You can use whatever you want to use. This is just what I'm doing. And you can rip them as big as you want or as small as you want. That's up to you. I probably won't need all the bags. Excuse me. And I'm probably going to crinkle them before I put them down, just to give a little more texture. We'll go with what I have here for now. Mod Podge. Oh, maybe. Holy crap. Oh, there we go. Yeah. There we go. Well, before I start that part, I'm going to put my... This is a placemat cutting mat from the Dollar Tree. I think you get like 2 in a package. They work really good. So I'm just going to put that under it to help with easier cleanup. And basically I'm just going to crinkle the papers a little bit here and there. Just to give it a little more texture. And then I'm not going to do the edges. I'll do the edges last. So make sure I get a big enough space. When I go over the spine there, I'm just going to have the cover and stuff bent. And I don't want no straight edges, so I'm going to kind of tear that a little bit. I'm just going to lay that down. I'm just going to use the Mod Podge to press it down in there and seal it. Make sure you get it really good around the edges so the edges don't peel up. Sorry. And you want to overlap the edges. Pixie's laying in here on the floor. I was going to wet them to crinkle them, but I think they crinkle really good without being wet. So, let's see if I can find the edge there. And you don't really want to go in the same pattern. You kind of want to, what's the word? Alternate the direction so it doesn't look like it's supposed to be like that. You kind of want to do it different directions. And like this part here where it's darker, that wherever the edges are on this, that'll be, or it should be, what happens. If you get some bubbles underneath, just press down really good. Try to get the air out. You can use your finger. Get it, just press it down in there really good. That. You just want to make sure all the edges are sealed. I'm gonna go around these edges also, the outside edges, but I'm just gonna do that last. We're just gonna work in this areas. Oh, I forgot to crinkle that one. Whoops. That's okay. Maybe I'll crinkle first. Then I won't forget. Go through and crinkle them all. I'll put this piece down and then we shall do that. I guess I could have wadded the bag up and done that first, huh? Sneezing a lot at work today because of all the dust. And we got some really not so smelling good clothes in and type of stuff. So it was a rough day today at work. And I think I've become, not become, but I've acquired allergies. I've never really dealt with allergies before, so that's a new, something new for me. Definitely not looking forward to all that, because, yeah, I don't take antihistamines. I get really weird feeling and stuff when I take them, and not a good feeling. They make me feel really, really weird. So I don't like taking them. I think when I do the other side, I'm gonna just scrunch up the bag first, then rip it. Might be a little easier. I'm not going for a big detail on it. Which by that I mean, just a second, I'll show you. In a previous group some of us were in, we did a journal around Halloween time. Well, before Halloween. And mine, I did the same concept. This is mine. It's just, I think I used a book on this one, maybe, for the cover. And I just put the craft paper over it, wrinkled it, you know, laid it down. I have one that's already been started. I'm not sure where that one's at, because I wanted to show that, but I don't know where it's at. But it leaves, you can see the wrinkles in there, and then I just, after I painted it black, I just lightly went over it with a silver that I had, and that's how that looks. It's one of my favorite books that I did, and here's the cover. I did the spine to where I can take the signatures out, so I'm actually going to probably more than likely take the signatures out and redo the inside, the pages anyways, elastic closure, and that's the inside cover is Sugar Skulls. So yeah, I've not ever done nothing like that, so it was really different for me. It's one of my favorites though, that's for sure. And the spider, I don't know if you can see it, it's got a red sparkles here and there on it. Let me see. You see them? Maybe not. So that's that journal. And then my charms that were added to it. But I don't want this much of a texture on this one, so I'm not gonna do that process on it. I probably will on another, but that's a definitely different than this process. I'll get a little bit of texture. You can see, raise this up a little bit. I don't know if you can really see it. You probably can't yet. But like in here, there you go. Yeah, you can kind of see the texture there. It'll be all right though. I don't want a whole lot of texture. Let me get these closer to me so. Okay, there you go. Wrinkle them all up. Ouch. Okay, here we go. When you crinkle them, whatever, you want to be careful as to not rip them. That was purpose. You want to just be careful not to rip them when you're unraveling them. If you do rip it, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. You're going to Mod Podge it down, so it'll be all right. I think I got a little bit up there. Yeah. feel like that's got a good. There we go. I'm not looking forward to work tomorrow, but I can sleep in the morning because I don't have to be there till 10:45 tomorrow. I was thinking 9:45, but it's 10:45, and I gotta stay till 6:15, which is when we close, so it's not too bad. And then Sunday, I work from 11:45 to 5:15. I'm on register, so hopefully I don't catch germs and get sick again. It's usually how I end up getting sicker is being on register. But hopefully everybody's getting over their sicknesses, so I don't catch nothing. So we got that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. There we go. You don't have to overlap it a lot, but you do want to overlap the edges from the one you put down beforehand. So like here's the edge right there. So that's too big. We're going to overlap that a little bit. It's okay if it goes over on a lot or a little. It's not got to be perfect. There we go. Kind of fluffed up on the edge there. And like I said, if you don't want the crinkles, you can run your finger over it and press them down as best as you can. Gotta find a white here. Ugh. Ouch. I'm extremely tired today. I did not get much sleep last night. Pixie, she's on medication. She's got like an allergy, no idea what she's allergic to yet. So they're trying her on a medication, and that's just got her all weirded. And it's driving me nuts because I want my sleep. I don't get much as it is. My roommate will be leaving tomorrow to head up here, so he'll be here Sunday. I'm excited. And I think we're going to try and do a live video next weekend. So if all goes well, I don't even know how it's going to go. It's a first. So we will see. I want to bring that one up over that edge a little bit there to help cover that we put down yesterday. And you don't have to cover your book like this. I'm just doing how I want to do my book. So this kind of would help give it like an old look. And I'm going to use some, I'll just explain it when I do the process because I don't want to forget or talk about it and then like get too far ahead. I don't want to, that's it. I don't want to be too far ahead of myself. I think I said this was part 3. Part 1 has been uploaded to YouTube, and part 2 is in the process. So, yay. I'm going to bring this up fairly close to the edge because I will be going over that edge, so it's okay because I'm going to wrap around the edges on that anyways. I just don't want it like at the edge. That way I don't have an issue getting the other piece to lay down on the edge there. And as I'm pushing the glue down, the Mod Podge glue, whatever, I'm pressing into it to help smooth it out. Got a little close there, but that's okay. It'll do its thing. And you can use any Aleene's Tacky, homemade Mod Podge, whatever you'd like. I need to find the trick with Mod Podge to where it doesn't get sticky for some reason. Mine always feels sticky after it dries. I don't know. I'm not sure why. But I feel like it's way too sticky. So that there. Come back down to this end. Oops. You don't have to use a foam brush. You can use paintbrush or whichever you'd like. I just don't know where all my other crap paintbrushes are, I should say. And I don't want to use one of my good ones, so that's why I'm using this. And I'll probably be putting book corners on this, just because I like the way things look with the book corners. And I'm not sure on the closure yet. I'll probably, I don't know yet. Come on. Oh, okay, we'll just rip you off then because you're not cooperating. I'm not to that stage yet. I like to think of what I'm going to do so I can have everything set out so I don't have to get up and walk away too often or stop and pause type thing. I kind of want to have everything ready to go so I can just sit down and record the video. Sometimes it might not work out like that, but that's what I'm hoping for when I do it. And also doing this will help add stability to your cover. And again, this is just my preference. You can use it, you can leave it without this extra, you know, so it's a little more flimsy. I just, for me, if I'm going to be doing things in it constantly, I want to kind of have it be sturdy. So press all that down. And as warm as it is in my room, things are going to dry fairly quickly on this. It keeps on folding up under there. Oops. Got a little extra on the side there. We'll just pull that off. I don't know about some of you, but I don't mind getting my hands dirty. But there's just something about having glue on my hands I don't like. But I remember as a kid we used to put glue on our hands and let it dry and peel it off. Yeah. And there's Pixie. Okay. So I'm getting a new house door to put on. Just went and picked it up today. I ordered it a month ago. I got it, and it was supposed to be here 2 weeks ago, and they didn't deliver it because the one that they got was broke, so we're waiting for a new one. And they said it was going to be until 2 more weeks. No. So today I talked to my dad, and my dad said that he was just going to go get the money back for it. Well, and then go get it from somewhere else. But he looked online and they had it in stock. So they went up there and got it because we're not waiting until the 17th. And I got a storm door like 3 months ago, give or take, time-wise, to be able to have a storm door on. Just so I can have a door open and not really worry about Pixie running out. She's already ran out like a couple times. And there's other dogs. This whole street's covered in dogs, you know, and I don't want her to get in a fight with another dog. Because a lot of them don't have them on leashes or chained up. And the rule is you're supposed to be outside with your pets when they're outside. You're supposed to be outside with them, and some just don't feel the need to follow that rule. But I don't want to be that nagging neighbor. But I've already had issues with the lady across the street. Her dog's coming up in the yard jumping at us. Mom and I were outside cleaning out, vacuuming out the car, and their dog got loose, and instead of her doing anything, you know, she's yelling at her kids to do something, and I don't know. Her, she yells at her kids all the time, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and like, I'll be outside and she'll be outside and nothing's being, you know, she's not saying nothing or yelling. But as soon as she sees somebody within the vicinity or earshot, she starts yelling at her kids. And it was crazy. I told Mom about it, but she was like, no. Well, she did it when Mom was right there. And Mom agreed that it's like she wants attention or calling attention to herself. Well, I reported her because we have a noise ordinance here, and the yelling going on, I don't know what's going on. You know, if anybody's yelling at their kids, you know, you're worried for them kids, whether, you know, not sure what's going on. I mean, so I did bring it up to the park, the managers about it. Just to the fact of, I don't know what's going on over there, but they're yelling all hours of the night, you know, and she's got kids. So, the park has said there's been several complaints, so I'm not the only one. Yay. I don't want to be that nagging neighbor. You know, everybody else seems to keep to themselves, but she's just, I don't know. I just don't feel people should yell at their kids like that in front of other people, you know. But to each their own, to each their own. That's just my opinion. But have you guys ever experienced that where somebody just is fine until they see you or somebody else within the vicinity, and then they start like going off on somebody? It's like for an attention thing. I don't know. I don't get it. They make comments about Pixie. You know, it's that little effing dog across the street. Well, if you weren't yelling at 5 o'clock in the morning, my little effing dog wouldn't be barking up a storm trying to find out what the hell is going on. Like, seriously? It's not her fault. I just don't get people. Don't blame the puppy. Oh, that just dripped on my leg. That is gross. Good thing I shaved the other day, because it'd be like a wax job. Anybody ever wax their legs or whatever with glue? Did you guys ever do that as a kid? Put glue on your arms or legs and pull your hairs out? Now, my daughter and I did do the charcoal mask challenge with glue this summer. That was fun. I have a video on Facebook where I did her back. Sure as hell wasn't gonna let her do mine. Nope. But we did do our face and stuff, and I did her back, and I don't think we'd ever do it. We might do it again. We had fun. She cracks me up. I can just see it now. She's trying not to have me pull it. I was trying not to pull it too hard or whatever, but I mean, come on. It's like right there. You gotta kind of like just tug a little bit. It's funny. It would be funny if it would have been me. So I just, I already know she'd be laughing and all up on there, pulling it off. And I ended up getting a bee sting last summer in a not so good place. Some of you probably remember me talking about that in several of the group chats or whatever, or live stream videos. And it was just, let's say it wasn't in a good spot, and the stinger would not come out. I could not get the stinger out for nothing. And so Lacey had to kind of help me. I told her to stop because it hurt. It's like popping a pimple. Somebody else is doing it, it's hurting. You want them to stop because it hurts. Oh no, she keeps going. She's like, the faster I do it, the faster. Nope. Like, oh my God, I wanted to slap her silly so bad. Oh, it's like, I'm never having you do that again. And she's like, well, I hope I never have to, and I hope I never get stung in my hoo-ha by a fucking, watch mine, sorry. Whoops. I'm going to bleep that out. Hope I never get stung again in the area by a bee again. Yeah. I don't even think I would wish that on my worst enemy. It was bad. Like, what possessed the bee to be in that spot? Where I went to sit down. Anyways, change the subject here. So now I'm going up on the spine here, trying to press that down. Sorry if I got out of screen there. I gotta remember I zoomed it in. I forgot, and I have it a different way. So I'm just gonna go over this. And as this dries on the spine, I'm gonna open the book up a little bit to help bend it so it's not stiff. I think I got everything on the cover down there. I'm just gonna bend it as it dries like this to help with that. To keep form. That's the word. I'm just putting a really good coat over this just to help it. Make sure I got all the edges and bumps and such down. It's doing good. Notice a couple air pockets, but I can fix that. I'm just pressing it down. Looks so messy. Let me zoom out again. Oops. Just splatter that everywhere you hit. There you go. Stinky. I'll lay down over the spine. There's a lot of glue up in my brush, sponge brush. That's okay. Yeah, it'll get used. I'm probably putting a little more on than I need. but I'm spreading it around and such. I just want to make sure I got a good layer. You don't want it thick, I mean, and then you just want to smooth it out so it's not so thick. Kind of want to have an even coat. Otherwise, you'll get bumps and air. That's how, you know, if it's not an even coat, you're going to have some issues. And there's Pixie barking again. She's barking the lady across the street. She's got 2 dogs, I believe. And then the lady next to her is the one with the kids that complained about Pixie. Oh well. My dog is not, oh, my dog. Pixie's not the only one that barks, so. And I've asked the manager, you know, if it's a big deal and such, and she said no. She's got chihuahuas. Chihuahuas? She's got some chihuahuas, so she was talking with her neighbor about hoping, you know, her dogs don't keep him up and such like that. So she can relate, she said. But their dogs, they're going to, you know, they're there to let you know if there's something not right or, you know, if there's something outside. And Pixie does it when I'm like half asleep and it startles me. I do not like being by myself, especially in the dark. At nighttime, I don't like it. But I'll be almost asleep and then bam, she'll bark and it scares the living daylights out of me. Like, seriously, I get like, what the hell are you barking at? Like, don't do that, because then I'm scared to go out of my room, because usually I should have my door shut. But it's been so hot, I've kept the door open to help kind of get some airflow in there. So I'm all scared. I have a stick, you know, I grab a stick and I'm ready to kick some ass. But, yeah. I scare easy. So we're gonna lay this flat a bit so I can really get this other piece on them. Try to get these pieces on that spine there, and then I don't want that piece. If I keep it bent, it'll help stretch that out. So I'm just gonna keep it bent and try to keep it in view for you. Mod Podge just drying on the other side, and I'm trying not to get my fingers in it, because if my finger sticks to it, I'll pull it and wind up pulling some of the glue up, and we don't want that. A couple more pieces here. So. And I'm overlapping it a bit, but that's because I want to make sure I get that edge sealed. All right, one more piece there, and then I'll put a piece down this, couple pieces down the center there that I didn't get on. Part's done. Whoops. I got a couple pieces here. I'll tack up the center there where there wasn't none. I can get some glue up on there. I wanted to do it over the edges first, so that way this was on top. It kind of helps hold that in there. And I don't even know what I'm doing with the book yet as far as how I'm going to decorate it on the outside, if I'm going to put more stuff on it. I like to add stuff on the spine, and, you know, I might add paper, I might not. I might just use that matte paper, parts of it, you know, decoupage parts of it on there. And then I don't know yet. I haven't decided that part. But this will help hold them pieces that down that are around those edges in the center there. Oh, I kind of want to go this way with it, I guess. Let's press that in. I think I pretty well got that part covered. And then we'll let that dry a bit. While I work on this other side, this will dry. And you can see the cover there. See, as it dries, it darkens up the edges. I really like that. So yeah. Press that down on the spines there. Not the spine, but the edge creases. I'm pressing that down to make sure that's got a good adhesion. I don't even know if that's a word. I was going to look that up today and I totally forgot. And I just jumped, or not jumped, dropped my brush up in there. Wipe my hands off really quick. So far that's just one bag, and I've still got a few bits and pieces. I'm trying to get this glue off. I'm going to take Pixie outside potty really fast while this part dries, and then I'll be back and do this side. For now, let's see if I can that to stay there. Kind of help keep its shape. So I will be back in just a few. Hey guys, I'm back. Took a little break, called Mary, chatted with her for a bit, and we're going to, I did crinkle up paper. It was a lot easier to open the bag. All I did basically was open the end of it, tore the ending off where the glue part was, so I wasn't going to use that, and then crumpled it up, and it worked so much better. Excuse me. Hopefully this will be enough to do the rest of this. I don't know if it'll be enough to do the inside, but we're going to finish covering this, and then I'll go around the edges. And I got a knot right there. It's the glue dried weird, and it's just bugging me. It had an air bubble glue. There we go. What I'm going to do is do the go around the edges before I do the inside. So that way the paper I put down on the inside is going to help hold the edges down, if that makes sense. Sort of like what I did here on this side. So, what's your problem, Lulus? Come here. People are outside mowing, so Pixie's acting all crazy. No, no, no. Settle down. Do you want on my lap? You want up here? Come here. Here. Come on. Come on. Come here. I'm not playing. No, I'm not playing. Come here. Come on. This chair's not big enough for the both of us, and she wants up in the chair. Here. She's so funny. Pain in my butt sometimes, but she's funny. So, and my brush is a little stiff because I left it sitting here, and there's a light right there. Of course. That's okay. So we're just gonna put some glue down. Yes, Lulu. I call Pixie Lulu. It just came out one day. So I call her Pixie Lulu. Pixie Louise Lulu Moonflower is her name. Don't ask. It's kind of funny how it all came about, but that's her name and what's on her papers. So I was going to be breeding her with a Chihuahua. My cousin has a Chihuahua, and we were going to breed her with her dog. They're called Chorkies, but with issues Pixie's having with her lower back, they don't know if it's allergies, if what she's allergic to or anything. I don't want to take that chance of the puppies being sick or her getting sick from it or something happening to her. So we're just not going to breed her. I'm going to get her fixed. So she's going to not have a chance to be a mommy. Kind of bummed about that because I really wanted her to have one litter, but it'll be okay. I talked with a vet and he said, like, he can't say yes or no. Without knowing exactly what it is she's allergic to. Me personally, I don't want to take that chance. So it's just my decision, mostly. And my luck, the puppies would be so darn cute. I would not want to get rid of them. So, yeah. We're just going to continue to press these down in there, glue it over. You want to see this side is pretty much dried now. You can see the edges where the paper connects, where it gets darker. I like that. Just making sure I cover the edges, layer it on top of the layer below it, just to help seal in those extra edges. You definitely want to make sure you get that glue up around the edges of the paper to make sure it's stuck down in there really good. It'll help seal it down so it doesn't come up eventually. Wear and tear or whatever, you know. Get some more glue down on that piece. So, Squirrel will be here Sunday morning before I go to work. He's actually leaving tomorrow night. And then we're excited. I believe we're going to try and do a live stream on the 12th. I don't have to work this weekend. It's sale weekend too. I'm so glad I don't have to work it. I'm over the extra. I love it. Like, sale day it's busy. It goes by so fast, but man. The last sale day was just a pain. Or the one before that, we barely even got our breaks. And the customers were complaining that we were taking breaks, like they were giving us a break. They complained when we had to get off the register just so we could go use the bathroom. It was insane. The one manager, she didn't even get a break the 5 hours. She was on the register for 5 solid hours. The lines went halfway through the store. We had 4 registers open. It was insane. But the sale in February, or wait, no, March. It was March. I was supposed to have the day off, but they needed somebody to run register because they were shorthanded, and so I was asked to do it, and I should have not done it. I ended up working 11 days in a row that week. I was so wore out, but then I got sick again and had to miss some work, some days. But I'm actually feeling 100% better than what I have been in the past few weeks ago. So I'm excited for that. Excited that I got insurance now. I'm just waiting for all the rest of the paperwork with my cards and where the doctor's going to be. And I only have to pay $20 a month, so that's nice. As long as I don't go to the emergency room for a non-emergency item, you know, if it's not an emergency type thing. If I can wait to go to the doctor's, then that's, what I have to do. Otherwise I have to pay for it. So, which is like a copay from what I understood. But still, if I don't have to go to the emergency room, I don't want to. And I ended up, was it Tuesday? Yeah. No, Wednesday. A work offers us to get a hepatitis B shot because we work in the back and stuff. We're apt to touch specific things or get poked. We don't know what we're touching type thing. It's just to help us prevent us from getting something. So they pay for the hepatitis B shot. It's a 3-shot series. And I missed the day where everybody went in. So me and the other kid went and got ours done Wednesday. And my arm was so sore. It hurt so bad. I don't do well with needles to begin with. And I don't like shots. But work pays for it, so it's actually a really good idea to get it done. I wasn't going to at first, but work pays for it, so it's something good just to be safe, keep myself safe. You'd be shocked at some of the things people donate to Goodwill. And you'd be shocked that the people that come in think, we wash the stuff or things like that. We don't. Ours don't. I don't know. I know in the past there was a couple Goodwills I've been to in the past that, they would wash the clothing or whatever stuff before they put it out, but they don't do that in this area. Today we dealt with basement moldy, mildewy smelled clothes, and it really triggered my asthma. So that's why I'm coughing a lot more today than I have been. I try not to cough on here, but sometimes I just can't help it. So we get some insanely weird stuff. In case you're wondering, yes, we have had sex toys, intimacy type things come through. I would not want to donate stuff like that. Like, don't have it anyways to donate. But oh my, wouldn't you just throw that stuff in the trash, people? It's just insane. But yeah, so people donate the weirdest things. So we're moving along here pretty good because I have the papers already ready to go. So like I was saying before, I like having everything at hand ready to go, so I'm not searching for things or having to stop and things like that. And I gotta quit saying so much. I'm working on that. It's just easier to have everything at hand if you know what you're gonna do. if you have an idea of what you're going to do, you know, try to get everything ready to go. It seems to go a little easier. Goes by faster. For me anyways. And we're going to start another swap in the group. I posted a post taking suggestions on what the group would want to do for our next swap. We're doing ATCs, and we're just about finished up with that one. Tomorrow, they should all be getting in the mail. Well, ready to be mailed tomorrow, which is Saturday. So I think around the 7th is what it was, the mail date, give or take. If you got to be a day or late or something, just make sure you contact your partner. We don't want nobody feeling left out. In international swaps, you know, those take a little longer to get to your recipient. So just bear with the mail and, you know, try to stay in touch with your partner. But I'm excited. My partner was Donna Burrows. I call her Mumsy. She's my Australian mummy. Love her to death. And Shell is my sister. Shell, if you don't know, Shell is married to Donna's son. And so they're like my Australian family. So I've got the front part of this all done up there. And I'm not going to use my heat gun to dry it. I do have noise cancellation on my camera webcam, but I'm just going to let it do its own thing drying. Let's see. All right, this will be my cover, and this is the other side. So I want to make sure I know which one's my cover, so I'm just going to put top on this. So then I know that's the top, and that's going to be covered probably. I'll go over it with something. Can't really see it anyways. But then I know this is going to be my top, and that's the front. So I'll turn that around to dry. Now I'm going to work back on this side. Whoops. I'm going to put that under there, so it's up off from there. There. I'm going to start the edges, gluing the pieces down on this part of it, and then I will fold it over. In the corners, I'm going to do a bigger piece, and I'll show you why when I get to that. Just more so like bigger towards the outside edge, not this side. And I'll show you why when we get to that step. I'm not trying to make this video too long. I'm already at about an hour now, which I don't want my videos to be too long. I don't want people getting bored with me already. So I'm just going to Mod Podge the edges. Oops. Here. And I'm going to lay this over the edge there. I'm going to press that down really good. And I'm going to run a bead, not a bead, but run my brush over the edge of the book here, the cover, on both the top and, or both edges, so I can get a good seal, pressing that down over that. And I'm just going to Mod Podge over that now. And what I'm going to do is make a mess. Hang on. Okay. So I'm going to fold this corner inward. Make sure I get as much Mod Podge on this flap and the edges there around that. So I'm going to fold that down. Whoops. That's more here. Make sure this is covered really good because it's going to go on itself. So I'm going to fold it down to where I don't want to poke a hole through that corner piece, but and squish these together. Make a fold like that. And then Mod Podge that part and flap that down just like so. I'm going to have book corners on this, so it'll be okay that that's like that. I'm going to pull it taut on that edge there. Run my fingers over there, smooth it down, kind of pull that piece taut over the side there. Come on, get off my finger. Oh, I got glue all up. Alright, and now I'm going to smooth that down. Whoops, I just glued my bag. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. Well, I have a boo-boo. So, like that, if you can see. Which way do I gotta go? This way. And that way. There we go. Just like that. And you want to see what I just did is laid my cover onto paper because I wasn't paying attention. And yeah. So now we got to fix that. And it pulled up like the bottom layer, but that's okay because I can fix this easily. I'm going to have to put a couple extra strips over this, but that's okay. I can't believe I did that. Way to go, Londa. There's Spanky. My real name's Londa. I just go by Spanky. Have gone by Spanky for a very long time. So, yeah, we're going to fix this boo-boo. And you won't even know what happened to do it unless you watch this video. Then, whoops. Of course, that would happen. Sometimes you see videos where nobody's made a mistake because they edited it out or redo it. Well, we all make mistakes. It's going to happen. You might as well show a mistake and fix it so people know how you fix it. And show your process on how you fix it. What you can do to fix your boo-boo. I can't believe I did that, though. Well, I can believe I did that, but I can't believe I did that. Oh, no, I'm not blonde. That's so funny. So we're just gonna bandage it up. Oh, I got paper stuck on that. Won't even know what happened. Put that little piece there to help cover that spot. And I think it's fixed now. So, yay. So we're going to move these bags out of the way so I don't do that again. So don't do that. Don't lay your bag down. Your book cover down on a surface like that. Whoops. And see, I did it again with paper, but I caught it. So that is down like that to cover that edge. Put my tape roll here. And I'm going to work on, what can I use? I'll use this. Move my paper out of the way here. Keep that propped up. Move them bags. There we go. I'm going to do the corners first so that on this side, that way that's done, and then I'll go through and do the other edges. Give that time to dry over on that side there. So before I do that other step, we'll just go ahead and get this corner and these edges. That's okay. So I'm just gonna move it to where it's covering it. And I'm covering up the spot that's the top. That's all right, I'll fix that. And now this piece is going to connect on top of this flat part over the corner, so I'm just going to put some Mod Podge over this. So that way that's stuck down there really good. On top of that other piece there. And rub my finger under it, make sure it's all adhered nice and flat down there. I noticed a little spot there. Just like so. Work my way down the side. I'm trying to be careful, that corner is still damp right there, so. And again, run the paintbrush or foam brush, whatever you're using, the brush, over this flap, because I'm going to put another piece down, and I want to make sure that's going to stick to it. This piece here. And again on that side. Run some glue over that part, that edge. I'm just going to use my fingers to press that down into each other, and then I'll go over it with the Mod Podge there. Corner of this one folded under. Go. There. I'm going to do a little piece on the edge right here, just so that doesn't look so broken up. Not really broken up, but so like purposely done. Make it a little less obvious, if you would sort of say. Won't be as obvious that it was done for, you know, because it's a flat. I like it having the different papers where it doesn't look like it was intentionally placed there. You want to kind of, there you go. And move that around and work toward this corner here. I don't got much to do on this side. And there's Pixie barking. Somebody's got loud music playing. A couple cars that come in, blare music all the time. They've been talked to because they do it at like 10:30 between 10:30 and midnight all the time too, and we're not supposed to. But I don't know how some of the neighbors dealt with that, because there's older people that live in the trailer next to them, and that would just drive me nuts. It wouldn't be bad if it wasn't so loud, but it makes my trailer go boom, boom, boom. There's no need for all that. I don't think, anyways. I like listening to music. Who doesn't? But I just, that booming. I guess if it was good music, it wouldn't bother as bad, but you should have, when you're in a trailer park, you should just have respect for your neighbors. Consideration, you know, in my opinion. I wouldn't do it because I don't want people to do that to me, you know. That's just how I look at things. And that gets Pixie barking up a storm too. She's bad about that. Okay, so go rub that down in there. Now all these edges are sealed on that. I'm gonna do a little spot in that, by that corner piece that I did right here. There's a little spot that it looks too natural, not natural, it looks purposely done, so we're just gonna add a little piece over it to help it flow. Whoops, and it came off. Let's try that again. There we go. There. Okay. So while that's drying, I'm just going to work my way down to the other side. I'm not going to do the edges of the spine where the crease is. I'm going to leave those how they are. Go over to the corner here. So move that down just a little bit. Smudge those air bubbles out of this one. Oh, it doesn't want to go. Darn it, it keeps flipping up. Let's try some more glue then. There you go. It just doesn't want to go. It wants to stick to my finger. There we go. I'll get that little corner piece in a minute. No, Pixie, it's okay. Hey. Pixie, that's enough. No need for all that. Is there? No. Pixie Lulu. I see you. Yeah. There's no need for all that, is there? I know you don't like that music. Neither do I, but you gotta be quiet. Gotta be quiet. Hi. You're okay. And crinkling up that paper really makes it more apt to tear. So you gotta just be careful with doing this. You're okay, Lulu. No. I don't even know if I would do any good, if it would do any good to go over and ask them to turn it down because I'm too shy. And it probably wouldn't do no good. They might have just more issues later. So I just say something to the park manager and she'll take care of it. So I need to shut the window out there. So she has the blind shut, but she can still hear things. So I mean, it helps, but I also can't feel like she can't do her normal stuff either, you know. She likes to sit on the back of the recliner looking out that window. So somebody suggested a bark collar, but I don't really know if I want to do that route per se. Alrighty, so we've gone around. I need to do this edge right there real quick. Get that corner all the way up there. Do this in a couple pieces here so it looks less obvious. Oops. I don't want to up in that crease, so I'm going to move it down a little bit. So there we go. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to be very careful. I try to be very careful with this. And work on getting them corners folded up as well. Oh, what else do I have that I can put underneath that side? This is very handy real quick. There we go. A cap. That'll kind of help it. There we go. Just get these corners folded under. When you, ooh, that was gross. A glue snot. Make sure you get along that edge, that lip. Help get that glue up under there. I'm gonna fold that corner under. There. I'm gonna go kind of to the edge, but not like where it's gonna poke through. So run my finger over that. Oops. Let's go. There we go. I got a lot of glue on my fingers. I need to peel it off. A second here. It's kind of sticking to the book that. Yuck. Oh, my hands are covered in glue. I think I don't like glue being on my hands because I feel like it's stopping me from the feel of things. Like, you have like, you know, the sensation in your fingers to feel with. It feels like it's keeping me from feeling. All right, that's a little better. So now I'm gonna work my way around the edge there to pull that under. Get that glue nice and good right there on that edge. And I want to kind of pull it up. As I'm pressing it, I'm kind of pulling it, but not pulling it to where it's going to pull it off from the other edge. So then work that corner down, and then just press. As you're pressing, go inwards. It'll kind of help pull it close to the edge of the cover there. You will get some creases. Oh, and see, I just messed that up because my finger got stuck to it. So we'll go over that piece with another piece right here. If that's okay. Make sure I get some glue there. Oops. I'm just gonna push that down there and slide it over the top. Over that one. There we go. It's fixed. And this one I didn't get pressed down enough, so we're gonna repress that one. Get that pressed down. Get some glue on that. Work that in. I'm gonna slide over to this corner real fast and get that corner. As the glue dries or where the edges are, I should have thought about that. I should have done the corners first around the whole thing before doing the other edges. Because as it dries, it makes it stiffer. So it's a little harder to get that fold. Though you can get the fold, it's a little stiffer is all. I mean, it's not a big deal. But it's just makes it a little more challenging because it's not as loose. Not really loose, but you know what I mean, pliable. It's still pliable, but it's just a little tight. That's what he said. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to press that corner down. Nice right there. I will get some wrinkles right here because of the fold in it. You're going to get some. That's, if you don't want none, you're just, I don't know how to. I guess you just have to do it differently. Get that gooed up. Put you back under there. And now work on that corner. I'll get this all pressed down in there. Okay. I'm just rubbing that around. I'm going to put a layer over it, smooshed all the air bubbles out. I don't mind having little creases on the sides there. When it dries, I'll show you. Because it kind of adds texture to it, which I'm going to like anyway, so I'm okay with that. And there is getting to be a warp on the one side there, which I'm okay with. I can flatten it pretty easy, so I'm not going to worry about that. And then we got this corner up here. Get all that paper nice and covered, so when I fold it down, it's all gonna go good. So I'm just gonna fold it to the edge, just not poking it through. Oops. And use my fingers to press that into each other. Working from like the inside out, just to be able to get those air bubbles out, in case there's any in there. Oops. I'm gonna use the edge of that. My fingers are sticky, so it's kind of wanting to stick to my fingers. So there we go. We're gonna press that down. Go ahead and do this at one. Make sure I get it in that at the edge right there. Right here. That lip. Make sure I get that glue really good right there. Okay. Just start pressing that in there. Pressing it down, squeeze out them air bubbles, get that glue smushed up in there. Go all the way down that one. That's okay. Go. And pressing it down like this kind of helps with the making that seal on the edges there. Quick run over that. I pulled up some paper, it looks like, right there. Yeah. It's okay, we'll fix it. I want to make sure that's got a good seal there. So we're going to put a little layer of paper right over the edge of that. Right, just like that. There we go. There. And down to this corner. I'm going to put like book corners on the edges, metal book corners, so I'm not really going to be too worried about that, corners. Glue down there. Make sure I get it good. Just pushing it as, without tearing it, pushing it into it. And I'm just working my way up. Oh, it's so sticky. Alrighty. I need to wash my hands, so I'm going to go wipe my hands off and finish that bottom corner here, and then I will be back. So I'll be back. Hey guys, I'm back. And I went ahead and glued those edges down. And then I went ahead and added my paper to the center because it is a process and I didn't want to make the video longer than it already is. So that's where we're at. I'm letting it, I did the edges first and then I went over it on the sides. So this will dry overnight. Excuse me. I did not put none down the spine. I'm not going to. Ouch. I think I'm just going to leave it like it is. Because I didn't want to have issues with it bending and cracking possibly. So I just did it like that. But this is the inside cover. It's still wet. Quite a bit. So you can see I just finished that. And you can tell on the side there. It's getting dried. It's got a lot of texture. And let me flip it over here. This side is almost dried. You can see all the texture from that. I'm liking it so far. Oh, I do have to put some Mod Podge on that corner, it looks like, because I didn't do that. But yes, so it's looking good so far. We're going to flip it back over so it dries this way. It is got a little bit of a warp to it, but that's fine. Once this dries, I'm going to put it between some Mod Podge. Yeah, you're going to put it between some Mod Podge. Way to go. I'll put it between some wax paper, and then I'll lay a couple of my heavy books on top, and that'll help draw the moisture out. The wax paper will draw the moisture out, and it will flatten it, or should. That's what I do when I got papers that are warped from gluing, if I use glue or something to that effect. That helps with taking the warpness out. So if you didn't know that, now you do. Like when you glue book pages together, if you use PVA glue or Elmer's glue, and even glue sticks, you get a little bit of a warpage to your paper. So to help prevent that, just once you're done gluing that area and put your paper down or whatever, what you have, just put some wax paper around it. I have a book I did, well, where I was gluing the pages together in a book. Not sure where it's at. I had it out a couple of days ago, but I found it. But basically, when I was putting the pages together, I would put a piece of wax paper under it, put my page down, glue it, put the other page on top of it. And basically, I would have the wax paper big enough to where I could fold it over the other edge of the page I just glued down. So then I fold it over and work on the next set. And it's a lot of wax paper. You can do like, a few pages at a time, so you're not wasting a lot of wax paper. But I was using my wax paper up anyway, so that was okay. I'm soaking my brush now in some water I have. I'm going to clean the top off my Mod Podge so I can put the lid back on. But that's it for this process. And I'm going to call it a night. And I will see you in the next process. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And I will talk to you later. Bye. Good night.